You know, I keep ending up back here at my desk again, and I'm starting to wonder why. How did we end up back here? There was a time when everything lived on one machine. Your files, your tools, your work, all of it. And if you needed something at 10 o'clock at night, you drove back to the office. That was just how it worked. Then laptops came along, and thank God they did. Now we weren't tethered to our desk. We still were tethered to a machine, but it was great to have our machine anywhere, even if it was 15 pounds and had to be carried in a roller bag. And then the cloud came around. Finally, anywhere you were, if you had a phone, a tablet, a computer, anything you needed, you could reach everything. Complete freedom, right? The problem was all of your stuff had to be in the cloud as well. And for a lot of us, not all of it could be. There's a new Claude Code feature, and it's the first thing that actually solves this. It's called Remote Control. By the end of this, you'll have it set up and running, but more importantly, you'll understand why it changes something bigger than just where you sit. Because this isn't about your phone becoming your computer. It's about never having to be here just to keep the work moving. Let me show you. Okay, Remote Control just dropped as a research preview for Claude Max Plan users. So this is an expensive level, not a $20 plan. And the setup is, honestly, it's kind of incredibly simple. I'm going to walk you through it, and then I want to show you what it actually looks like, kind of from the phone side, because that's where you'll be living with this mostly. All right, like I said, this is on the Max plan, so just in case you're giving this a shot and you're on the $20 plan, you won't see it yet, but it is coming to just the $20 plan. They don't really say when, of course. Here we are inside of the folder that holds this script and all of the work that I did back and forth to kind of come up with the plan for this video. All we have to do here is go into Claude. And so now that we're in here, it's as simple as this. If you do /remote, you'll see remote control down here. Now, remote control is connect this terminal for remote control sessions. And I want to describe this very clearly. You are not opening anything up on this machine. You are not pushing anything to the cloud. All this is really doing is allowing other connected devices to be able to see the transactions that you're doing at the Anthropic servers. So now that we've enabled it, let's just quickly take a look at what is on my phone. And this is a view of my actual phone here. You can see this interactive session is the one that we're in. We haven't asked anything. So if I was to say hello, it will go off, talk to Opus, say hello, Opus will say hello back to us. And so what's incredible about this is if we also watch the project behind us here, you'll see that it's happening over here at the same time. So as I enter information here, it becomes available on your device. And this works on the Claude desktop application or anywhere else that you can kind of take a look at Claude Code sessions. This, again, is not in the cloud. We're just looking into what's happening here on this machine. And that's the magic, really, is that I have access to everything my machine has access to. So when I leave the house, there are a lot of files in here. I might be able to say, what was I covering in the last walk? Because I might not remember. And that's this file here. And as you can see, both sides reading the files, everything you might expect, and it'll give us a summary back of that file. Okay, in your last walk, you were working through the shot list decision for the video's opening sequence. Excellent. So that's what's happening here. And I might be able to say, tell me the script for the closing. And of course, here's the script. Super simple. I mean, this could not be easier. Let me show you one other trick over here. If you always want this to happen, you can come down into your config and turn on, at the very bottom, enable remote control for all sessions. You can turn it on to true. And now every time you start a Claude Code session, this will actually be available, or any Claude Code session on your phone or any other connected device. Now, the reason that's really meaningful is if you have 4 or 5 of these open and you might forget to add one to the list. I have been running this way. It's been great. The real interaction here has been kind of fantastic. And even though I can't see any of the files here on the phone, you don't get something like this that you can come in and take a look at anything. As you can tell, we can ask for the internals of the file. You can say, print out what's going on in some file. It's absolutely not a replacement for being able to work on it locally if you're really doing a lot of file stuff. And if you need to run tests or you want to see something visually, that is not what this is for. This is for being able to interact with Claude Code, your coding or ideation session, interactively. Okay, security, and this matters. So as I was saying, remote control does not open any new ports on your machine. Your phone connects through the same Anthropic servers, the same TLS encrypted connection that Claude Code sessions already use. Your code never leaves your machine. The phone is just a window into the session on your desktop already established. Now, your terminal has to stay open. Close the laptop, kill the terminal, and the session ends. So that's the setup. But if this were just a way to see your terminal from your phone, you'd already know whether you need it or not. What makes it worth talking about is what it changes about how you work. So here's what I mean. Before this feature, working with Claude Code was synchronous. You sit down, you open a session, and you basically work together. And when you stand up, the work either stops or it keeps going and you can't see it. You can't steer it. It's pair programming where both people have to be at the same desk. And remote control breaks that. What you get isn't just, oh, cool, I can see my terminal remotely. What you get is a fundamentally different relationship with work in progress. I have project folders, each one with Claude Code open, each one working on something different. That's a whole workflow I'll cover in another video, but the point is, each of those folders now has a session I can reach from anywhere. And here's the thing people might miss. When you start a Claude Code session and walk away, the session doesn't stop, it keeps working. It hits a decision point, it waits for you, but it doesn't shut down. Remote control means those waiting moments aren't invisible anymore. You can see them, you can answer them from wherever you are. And that changes things because now these sessions become things that are kind of alive on their own schedule. I check in when I have a thought, I redirect when inspiration strikes, I approve when I've got a free moment. I'm not sitting with the work anymore. I'm coexisting with work that's happening. So what exactly does this look like in a day? Well, let me show you what I think a day might look like. This one feature really changes things. So let me show you what the morning looks like now. I come in the morning, I open up 3 or 4 or 5 Claude Code sessions and start getting them pointed in the right direction. In fact, this one right here is the script we're going through right now for this video. It's not finished. I figured, why finish it here? So I'm out getting coffee and I had pulled up a couple of my sessions and I realized one of them went the wrong direction. Easy, I tell it to go another direction. 30 seconds, I'm done, it's back on track. Awesome. I want to make sure that that ending doesn't quite sound like me. I want to make sure that it sounds like me. And look, just for fun, let's make it ridiculously silly and kind of crazy. And when I say anytime, I mean anytime. Look, I really did use this today to move several projects forward from wherever I happened to be. And I really did work on this script. Oh, and the closing we were working on, the one from the dog walk, here's what we landed on. All right, so I'm supposed to hold up my phone with a silly grin, it says. If you need me, I'll be literally anywhere else. All right. I used to go to my computer to work. Now my computer works, and I go wherever I want. Look, if you're already using Claude Code with your own files the way I am, this is the feature you didn't know you were waiting for. If you found this useful, you know what to do. Thanks for coming along for the ride, and I'll see you in the next one.